Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. My name is Tim Wheaton, and from Kicking It with Tim and the Mechanic, I'm Tim, he's the mechanic. Brandon Cuttino, how's everything today, sir?
Everything's good, man. Fight week is upon us, baby. I'm ready to go.
It has been a long road, and finally, we're going to talk about the match. We have Tenshin Nasukawa finally facing off against Takuru Sagawa, one of the biggest fights of the last decade, not only in kickboxing, not only in Japanese kickboxing, but in combat sports. But we'll put that at the end of the show because we got so much stuff to take care of. Brandon, you got a fight coming up. You're wearing some cool clothes. Tell us a little bit more what's going on here.
Yeah, man. Fight week is upon us. Like I said, I'm fighting on June 18th, the same day as the match. You know, there's a whole bunch of fights going on. Like I said, it's gonna be a nice long day. You watch me, then you can get yourself ready for the match. But remember, all my merch you can get on FightersFirst.shop. Like I said, I'll be rocking some gear that day, walking down to the ring as well from them.
Absolutely love it. That's awesome to hear. Brought to you by Kickin' It right here on the Fighters First Network. Make sure to check out their clothing below. Today on the show, we will be talking about the match coming up. We're also going to talk about Rico Verhoeven, Enfusion, one championship. But let's start it off with World Kickboxing Series. This is a new organization brought to you by Andy Sauer. Their first show is going to be on June 24th here over in New York. They're doing a bantamweight Grand Prix, but I think some of their guests are kind of notable. There's going to be people like Dwayne Ludwig will be doing a seminar there. Andy Sauer will be doing a seminar there. And Rekia Ursel, the one championship champion, will be doing a seminar there. And those are just some of the names that I saw. I think Kevin Ross is also doing some stuff. They got some really big plans. Tell us a little bit more about World Kickboxing Series.
Yeah, so I just being on social media, I just came across it. And then I just kind of started digging really more into it. I found out that this is by Andy Sauer. And then I saw that they were coming into New York, which is basically right next to me. You know, it's my neighbor. I just kind of started digging more into it, following them, and then learning a bit more about them. So I actually have an acquaintance who is kind of associated with Andy Sauer. He actually was talking to me about it, about maybe potentially in the future getting on a future card. But I'm all for it. Like I said, we want to grow kickboxing. Like I said, Andy Sauer is somebody who's well known in the kickboxing world. Like you say, we've talked about maybe having that front man. Andy Sauer could be that guy because he is kind of out in front talking about it, promoting it. And like I said, and I think there's a way of trying to have these big Muay Thai / kickboxing people come into, like say, like a Dwayne Ludwig, Kevin Ross. They're more known for their Muay Thai ways, but it's still kickboxing. And then, like I said, then you're going to get the one champion, showing up as well, doing seminars, spreading the word. And then, like I said, this isn't just a one-time thing. This is a global thing that they're trying to do. Like I said, this time I think, like I said, they're going to be in New York. I think their next show they're going actually to Brazil. And then next thing I know too, right? They're gonna go to California as well, because I know people were asking about it, and they said that California was next. But like I said, they plan on going all over the different countries. And like we talked about, like this one, they're having an 8-man bantamweight tournament. And I want to say, like, the thing is, the way how I heard them kind of go about it is really they're going to always do all these different tournaments, and you're going to have this champion basically, like, say, like, let's just use the United States for right now. Like, they're going to have this bantamweight champion that's in New York, but then you're going to have this bantamweight champion that's also out in California as well. And then, like, they'll like battle it out, and then they'll be your champion for like the US. And then they'll have a champion in like Canada as well. They'll have a champion in like Mexico or something, and like they'll battle out. And then they'll be your champion for North America, and then over in like Europe they'll do the same thing. And that way they'll have all these like basically like one champion representing these continents, and then they're all like battle each other out to really have your true one champion. And like I said, they're doing pro fights, they're doing amateur fights. Like I said, I think they're just really trying to throw the whole sport. Grow the whole sport of kickboxing, which of course is a beautiful thing for us kickboxing fans. The only thing I guess I'm just a little I was kind of shocked about was, I guess, the sanctioning body that they're going with, which is Gamma, which is really known for MMA. Hence the Gamma is GA, and then there's MMA. They're really the company that has been trying to promote MMA in the Olympics. So, I mean, we shall see. I just know that, though, I think working with Gamma, they have, I guess, they're kind of mixing in like some pride rules type of deal where basically they want all action nonstop. So, like, I guess if you're stalling, you might get a yellow card out here. Because like I said, because I guess like say Andy Sauer was trying to bring back to the K1 days, to the max days where it was like, yeah, you had to do a tournament, you had to do these amount of fights, and it was just all action nonstop, no resting or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to, like I said, it's the week after my fight. So I do have my plans to try to make it out there if I can, just depends on how maybe beat up my legs or something like that. I'm not trying to stand the whole night. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get a seated ticket if possible.
It's going to be a good one. I see that there are tickets. You can get tickets for this show and the seminar combined into one ticket. That's a pretty good value. That's pretty cool, man. Are you attending any of the seminars, or are you going to be too beat up to go?
We'll see. I mean, I guess it depends. Like, I definitely would like to take a seminar with Andy Sauer.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I mean, this is me just speculating, but you never know. Like, I mean, Andy Sauer, Josh Johnson, they're kind of close. You never know. Maybe Josh Johnson might pop up. He is just up north in Canada. You never know. But I mean, that maybe is just wishful thinking. I could get surprised like that. But yeah, like I said, I'm definitely gonna try to see what I can do. Definitely make it out at least to the show if possible. You never know about a seminar. Like I said, you never know how much movement I can do or anything like that. Or somebody might have some plans for me to relax or something. Actually, no, I don't think I can do the seminar because I think it's during the day. I might be teaching class still.
So you're teaching your own seminar. Yeah, I don't have time for somebody else's. So that's going to be World Kickboxing Series, and that's going to be on June 24th. I don't have more information about where to watch it. They have a YouTube channel. You can get tickets to it. But aside from that, that's all the information we know. You know more than anybody else. You're the main reporter on this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just found out, I just know commentating-wise, they're going to have a Phoenix Carnival. Everybody knows her really more for MMA and everything like that, but she's been on Access TV, Fight Network, everything like that. And then I think the ring announcer is Larry Legend. He's a guy that's down from Baltimore, and he usually does a good amount of pro wrestling announcing, but he's dipping his toe here too as well in the combat sports as well. So like I said, Andy Sauer and them, I think he's got a good network. I'm really eager to see how it goes off here in New York, and then what's next. Like I said, they're going to go to Brazil next. I think that's their next show. And then like I said, I know they plan on going out to California as well. So like I said, if you guys can support it somehow, saying if you're local, you're here in New York, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, something, if you can make it on a Friday night, you got nothing to do, hey, go check them out, support them.
Ooh, we're making it. All right, awesome stuff. And that is brought to you by Andy Sauer. Let's talk a little bit about 158. It was a main event strike main event, and then there were some really fun kickboxing on the card as well. Tawanshai gets a knockout win against Denmark's Nicholas Larson. Larson came in with a world of experience, maybe on the older side of his career, but he fought in Glory. He's fought in pretty much every organization you can. He almost lost his legs due to staff, and then the 23-year-old Tawanshai just played with him. You know what I mean? I felt almost bad for him. It was a brutal knockout after a series of very impressive knockdowns, but you just come away from this fight thinking that experienced kickboxer was just outmatched by that young boy in this match. And now he's going to be fighting next. Tawanshai is going to be fighting next for Petch Morakot's title at featherweight in Muay Thai. What did you think of the matchup here?
So I tweeted this out when I saw the fight happen, and as the fight was happening, I said to myself, I'm shocked that Larson is doing a Muay Thai fight when I feel like he's known for kickboxing, especially with his days in Glory. Because again, I don't know how many fights he's had working with the 4-ounce gloves. I think zero. I think zero is the answer. Right, I never really seen him do any Muay Thai fights. That's the thing. I thought he really would have been like, hey guys, let me kickbox instead. But maybe, the offer was just too good, and he was like, yeah, I can come in, do his thing. But that just wasn't the case, man. It wasn't the case. Like that left hand was finding the mark on Larson's face, saying straight right down the middle. It was just. He was just completely outclassed. Like I didn't really think Larson really didn't bring anything. It was a wrap.
Yeah, I was writing the narration for this fight, and I think the one thing Nicholas Larson had one dump at one point, and that was the only thing he had going for him. The knockout was picture perfect. It was a super cool hook, which was blocked into a cross. Just that's some of the coolest stuff. Tawanshai adds even more to his highlight reel in the main event here. We also had the heavyweight kickboxers figure out what's I still don't know what one is doing with the heavyweight kickboxing division, because they're making it seem like the winner of this match will now fight Azazpur for like maybe the title. This was the title fight. These guys were on like win streak title fight where they were on win streaks with a bunch of knockouts. This felt like the main fight between the top guys at heavyweight already. However, what we did have was Guto Innocente, just a first round knockout finish against Raid Opacic, making us look like fools, just like nobody predicted, via body strike. It was a fun fight. It was a fun fight while it lasted for the 2 minutes or whatever it was, 2.5 minutes. This was a fun one. What did you think of Guto?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good fight. To me, Opacic had this fight. To me, he was winning this fight. He was doing well.
He was winning, yes.
Yeah, to me, I had him up, winning it. But if you notice, like even when they did the replays and everything like that, you kind of notice like Guto was going for the body. Even on his kicks, on his even spinning wheel kick or spinning hook kick, it was really to the body, wasn't to the head. So he was really attacking the body like the whole entire fight. And like I always say, man, you guys follow me on Twitter. I always say it: body shots in fights. And this was just a jab. It was a jab right to the liver. It wasn't a hook how you usually see a hook or a round kick. It was just the jab, and it was lights out, man. It was done.
Yeah, no, and Raid Opacic was coming in like he's got the most hype around him right now. He's the one that people love to talk about because he's got like 4 knockouts in a row against notable fighters along the way as well. I think this was supposed to be kind of a crowning moment for the guy. But yeah, Guto put a stop to that. That's the thing. I don't even know what to say. A body jab is one of those things like, usually we're talking about things like big knees and big kicks and like, yeah, if you don't block them, you're going to die. A body jab is one of those things that gets through every once in a while, like.
Yeah,
heavyweight packs power. It ends the fight.
Yeah, like I said, man, like I had said before, like I said, it's not just, it's like Guto was still like just in glory recently. So I mean, it's not like to me he was washed. Not at all. I just thought, hey, he just took a step back, and like I said, I just really thought that Opacic was on the way up, Guto was kind of on the way down. So I thought Opacic is getting him at the right time, which again, like you said, he was winning the fight, he was looking good. But Guto was just putting in that body work, and boom, one shot got through, and that was it. It doesn't take much. Just like when you're attacking somebody's leg, you hit them 1, they're still walking. Hit them 2, they're still walking. Hit them 3, boom, they're done. It's just sometimes, man, just one shot. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. And I think Azazpur will be next for him, and he keeps talking about a heavyweight title. Even on Instagram, he was talking about a heavyweight title. But what are they doing with this division? What's next for these boys?
I feel like Guto was just trying to talk it into
existence, right?
Existence, exactly, man. Yo, just keep on saying it, keep on saying. Eventually, it'll happen.
I mean, I think they wanted like Raid Opacic and Ismail Lont were like the guys of like, these are amazing kickboxers. Look at who we signed, and they lost to these 2 guys. So I guess we'll have to tie up these 2 guys or something like that. But it's a fun little division that they're putting together. They keep having more signings going on. We also had Konstantin Russo gets a unanimous decision win. Any thoughts you want to throw on our boy Russo?
Nah, Russo, man, he looked good, man. Like he looked real good. Combinations were on point. Like I really want to say he controlled that fight from start to finish. He looked real good. Let's just see what's next for him now.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I like the kick divisions in one championship are just chef's kiss. Keep that stuff up. That is absolutely awesome. Let's move on to Enfusion 107, which we covered a few weeks ago. We were talking about the middleweight tournament, and they also had a main event fight on this one with Khalid El Bakuri. He got a round 1 finish, just looking awesome against Vangelis Tutsis. And I'm sorry about the name, but a round 1 finish. This guy, Enfusion has so much good talent in it. This is absolutely incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Some more Moroccan magic, man. The twin, which is his nickname. Why? Because he has a twin. what a nickname.
Wow,
hey, man. But nah, man, he came out and did his thing, man. Like I knew it. Like I said in one of my, I said that this guy really, really was my pick because I said I know he comes through, man. Like really. Majority of the Moroccans, that's how they are, man. They come to bang, they come to finish you, and that's what he got. He got to finish. It was a good fight, for how long it lasted. It was very entertaining, but hey, man, the finish came and it was over.
Yeah, absolutely. This also began the middleweight Grand Prix, which you and I both thought they were going to finish on the same day, and both you and I were
Yep.
incorrect about that. So I thought this was going to be part of the tournament was going to be all in one night. But the other one, which I think we both picked correctly, was Kevin Van Heckeren earned a stoppage win in round 3 in this one against a different opponent, though. It was Madeline Mogos.
Yep.
You and I had a different gentleman there. Any thoughts on the fight? What do you think?
Yeah, no, like I said, I had picked Heckerin, or Louis is his nickname, to get the W. Like I said, I've seen him fight several times. I thought, he would definitely be enough for his original opponent, but then he got this guy on 3 days notice. It was like I said, our show came out, and then boom, next thing you know, he has a new opponent on 3 days, because I think his opponent came in on Wednesday. So that's how that went. So I mean, props to him, for Madeline for taking the fight. Hey, he saw, hey, I'll be in a tournament, I'll get this dub hopefully, and then he'll move on to the final. But it just wasn't in the cards for him. Like I said, I thought Louis did good, man, controlled the fight. I'm like, yeah, it was by KO as well. He got the knockout in the third round. Yeah.
Absolutely. And his opponent in the middleweight final sometime later this year will be Marvin Monteiro. Marvin the Machine wins by decision. I think this one was unexpected, because I think maybe you and I both picked Vasily, if I remember correctly. But Marvin the Machine will be the opponent against Kevin Louis Van Heckeren in the middleweight Enfusion finals. Any thoughts you want to throw out before we move on to the next event?
Yeah, actually, I just want to go back to just Louis because before we were talking about Jim's previous episode, we were talking about the Coliseum gym, and we were just kind of saying how that gym was no more because it seemed like everybody had left. Well, he still trains at the Coliseum gym because they were in the story and they were talking about it.
What?
Oh, okay. I guess that gym is still there, but I guess just the Willnesses and Rosati had just left, I guess.
Oh man, inside the Coliseum gym. Man, I haven't seen any news about the Coliseum gym in some time. Are we? And I don't think we're out of the loop or anything like that. We're digging for stories and stuff. I don't think we're out of the loop. Am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like you said. Like I had just thought, like, oh man, maybe that gym's no more, because I mean, it's one thing when one person leaves, but then man, when the Willis brothers are training them, because to me, the Willis brothers were like the staple of that gym. Just kind of like how Badahari was the staple of like my gym, and then he left. So that's when I kind of thought, okay, maybe that gym's somewhere, because then again, I wasn't seeing the coach, I wasn't hearing about Coliseum gyms. That's why I was like, okay, maybe that gym's no more. But then hey, here's Louis. He's talking about, hey, training at the Coliseum gym, and I'm looking at the corner. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the coach right there. I'm like, I guess they're still around. My apologies, Coliseum gym. Go ahead and do your thing.
Man, that's great. Well, there's the scoop. That's the big news coming out of Enfusion 107. Actually, before we move forward, let's do Enfusion maybe 109 while we're both here. While we're both thinking about Enfusion.
I just want to go over just one more fight. I got to give props to Elias Zagari. I think he's the brother. I mean, the younger brother of Double Z. The real fighter is his nickname, man. He looked real good. That fight, man, like I said, man, just another Moroccan Magic doing his thing. Oh, yeah. Came out, got the KO in the first round. I mean, it was another Greek guy just going down to another Moroccan, because that's how it was in the main event as well. So that was that. And then just one more fight. I just want to give props to man, I know I'm gonna say this name wrong, but was it Dorje versus Brule? Brule, Andre Brule is no joke. Seen that guy fight several times. I think he even fought for the title, so definitely title contention. But was it Dorje, man? He just won. He just controlled that fight, and he won by decision. But that's it, man. That's all. I mean, just the Enfusion, man. Like we talk about, man. So Enfusion has such good talent, good fighters, man. Like people, you really need to watch an Enfusion show, man. And their pacing is on point. Like they just keep going.
Oh man, Enfusion does some of the best work. Like they're absolutely awesome to watch, and they're free to watch as well on YouTube. Like you don't have to work very hard to find Enfusion shows. They're well worth watching. They get the full endorsement from us. And speaking of, coming up just around the corner on the 18th of June, Enfusion 109 with a really strong headliner on this one: Muhammad Hushasi versus Robin King of the Ring Kurich. Both of these gentlemen are on a multi-fight win streak. Hushasi is undefeated in Enfusion. Robin is coming in with like a series of. He's got some knockout wins, but he's got a huge win streak coming into this fight. But man, Hushasi is one guy to watch for. What are your feelings on this main event matchup?
Yeah, this is for their I'm like, yeah, I want to say this is for their welterweight world title. Yep. This is a title fight for them. Like I said, I've been rocking with Hushasi for a minute. Like he just fought, I want to say the last Enfusion, I think. We were just talking about him.
Yeah, it was Enfusion 106. He was fighting at it, and now he's back at 109. But these were like really quickly after each other.
Exactly. Yeah, like I told you, man, this dude gets at it because the reason why he gets in, he gets out. This dude, I think's been dropping everybody in the first round. Hasn't been touched. He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, sure, I can go next week. Like I tell people, man, this is why kickboxing records are so high. Everybody's like, yo, how they have 100 fights? This is why dudes are fighting like every other week in kickboxing. Yeah, and like if they can do it, they will. And
that was a month ago, so it's 1 month after he's got a title fight again.
Yeah, so I'm definitely picking Hushasi to get the job done. Like I said, man, he's just been on a tear. I mean, no slight to his opponent. I mean, he's got a tough opponent. I think this will be his toughest fight yet. But I'm just going with Hushasi still until I see him get beaten. Like I said, he's undefeated. You know, he doesn't know what it is to lose yet. So I'm just gonna go with him for now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't pick against Hushasi, and in this one, like he's on a knockout win streak coming into this fight with like 5 knockouts in a row. Come on, this guy's gonna keep going. Like let's keep this guy going. In the co-main event, you have Sarah Worsfold, who's coming in as the #1 UK fighter. She's making her debut in the organization, and she got a tall order ahead of her facing Jorina Bars. Any thoughts on Jorina Bars? Any strong feelings from you, Brandon?
Hey, you're funny guy. Dude, everybody who follows me knows, man, dude, Jorina Bars is the one, man. I've just been a fan favorite. Like I came across her, of course, through MMA because she had that Muay Thai fight against Chris Cyborg. And it's just, to me, she just came out of nowhere. And I was like, yo, who is this girl to just straight dominate Cyborg? And ever since then, been a fan of hers ever since. Watched her in Bellator Kickboxing, watched her in Enfusion, watched her in Lion Fight, watched her, even though she was in one for like a hot second, you know, but to me, I mean, pound for pound, when you're going through the best women in kickboxing, I feel like her name doesn't come up enough. And I think she kind of has the same problem as Cyborg does, where it's like you're in a heavier weight class and you probably don't have the women that gives you the name. That's why usually everybody thinks about Anissa Meskin, a Janet Tad, a Tiffany Van Soos, you know, even my girl Kana now over in Japan. Like they're in the smaller weight class. They have plenty of women to go with, while Jorina Bars, who really only has 1 loss in her career, to me, she doesn't get the credit that she deserves. Also, too, you know, I mean, probably is too, she's a quiet one as well. She doesn't go out there talking a lot of nonsense or anything like that. But to me, pound for pound, I think she really is my #1 female in kickboxer in kickboxing right now to this day. So you already know who's my pick. Like I said, she only has 1 loss. She that happened in 1. She wanted her rematch in 1. They never let her have it for some reason, and they never gave her another fight. And now she's back with Enfusion now. So I mean, to me, that says something. I don't know why one didn't want to give her another title shot. I don't know why one didn't want to give her another fight, but whatever it is, I'm just glad she's back with Enfusion, and as she's gonna get her belt.
Oh, Jorina almost certainly will win this fight. I think she's so tall for that division as well. Like it's a bigger division, but she sizes really well into that division. Like she's taller than me and weighs a little bit less than me. Like she's an impressively talented kickboxer. I don't entirely know what one is up to with some of the women's divisions. Like, do you remember the announcement that we had the other day? Janet Todd will be defending her title against.
She's getting a title. And I remember somebody was joking saying Anissa Meskin should fight on that card too for like an interim title or something like that.
She just having this. Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you? How did this even happen? Of like, you clearly have such a talented top contender who's been calling you out for like more than a year now, why are you fighting Lara Fernandez as her day? No, Fernandez is talented, and I like Lara Fernandez a lot. She's really cool, very talented. But you have Anissa Mexican right there who's been hyping it up for like a year.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, one, get your women's divisions together is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So Enfusion 109 coming up. That'll be
and
on
one more. Yeah, I was gonna say one more fight. One lower down on the card. Another ladies fight. Was it Sorel the Hunter De Jong? Watch out for her. She's a beast as well. Been watching her a couple of times too. I want to say, man, she used to, like, I think usually fights at like 2 different weight classes. I want to say. But she's a monster. So be on the lookout for her. That's a Netherlands versus a person from Greece. Saying she's a killer as well. So
she's got a huge fight win streak coming into this one. Why is her name so familiar? Like, where did I see? Oh, I saw her on an Enfusion show. Of course, I saw her on an Enfusion show. She writes for Enfusion quite a bit. Yeah, there it is.
Exactly. But that's really, but like I said, guys, like I told you, June 18th is gonna be a good day. A lot of fights for you guys. Combat sports is gonna be bumping. A lot in kickboxing. Man, they even got a lot of boxing going on, and they even got MMA going on. So it could be a full day of combat sports. Get your Bang Energy drinks ready, guys. Get your coffee. Get whatever you want. Hey, Bang Energy, I'm still looking for that sponsorship. You want to hook me up? But I'm just saying, guys, drink your Bang Energy drinks. That way you can be caffeinated for the whole day. Watch your kickboxing. You watch Enfusion first, then you watch me, and then you're going to watch what we're about to talk about right now.
Do you want to talk about Rico or just get over that? No, let's jump into it. We finally have the match after waiting. This is like the Cold War, one of the biggest matches that we haven't had for so long. We've been waiting on it for so many years. They've been fighting in the same organization, not in the same organization, but in the same town, the same country, similar weight classes. We've wanted these two to cross over against each other for so long. There's a Wikipedia article about how they've never fought. Imagine having one of your fights that never went through being that big that it requires a Wikipedia article about it. But we finally made it. But it's very possible that we didn't make it. Like, we are weeks away, and this match is still a little bit speculated on. They've lost their TV deal. It is speculated that they may end up accidentally losing the Tokyo Dome in the process. Like, it may not be on TV because they hired the same guy who had Yakuza ties, and now he still has Yakuza ties, and that came out in the public light again. The drama surrounding this fight, this is insane. I'm so stressed, and I just want to watch these two guys fight. Brandon, how are you feeling?
Hey, man, I mean, I still think the fight's gonna happen. Like I said, I know they're all about it, but yeah, it does suck that they did lose the TV deal. Because again, like, how are you able to watch it now? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm worried now that we really won't be able to watch it because. But then again, though, is that just a TV deal that's just in Japan? Because I mean, we're not in Japan, so we should be able to watch it somehow, or what?
I think in actuality, for people like you and I. I think we're pretty unaffected from this because we were going to obviously buy the pay-per-view, right, Brandon? We were going to purchase the pay-per-view.
Of course. We are upstanding citizens like that.
Purchasing the pay-per-view, naturally. So I don't think it's going to make a huge difference for us. But however, surrounding the ideas of the sport, like even Tenshin on his statement was like, man, there's almost no point in doing it if we're not going to do it on TV. Takuru was the exact opposite of like, who really cares? It's not about money. Like, let's get in there and really make a fight that people are going to remember. But of course, they're coming at this from very different philosophies. Like, Takuru is a career kickboxer, and he won't turn his back on the sport. Whereas Tenshin has said, like, yeah, I'm going to boxing after this fight, or MMA in a few years. Like, whatever. I'm done with kickboxing, though. I've mastered it. So they're coming at it from really different perspectives. What is the right idea here?
I mean, the people are going to show, because either way, you're still going to have a live audience, people inside the arena. And I think Takuru is all about, I want to be the best. You're supposed to be a big dog. You know, he's about legacy. You know, he wants to see where he stacks at. Because like I said, it's going to be such a shame where your two guys are two of the best. You're right there. You're right there. You can fight somebody. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like, that's going to be a shame on your legacy.
Yeah, and it feels like Takuru was such a good son of kickboxing. He was inspired by Andy Hug. Like, so many of us were inspired by watching Andy Hug competing K1 kickboxing live on TV. And then he's just made one of the best careers and has been a fun, action-packed fighter every step of the way. Tenshin has also been one of the most entertaining fighters. He's fought everybody that they put in front of him. And over the last few years, he's taken some exhibition boxing fights. I mean, one of his last really competitive kickboxing fights was against the MMA champion, Kyoji Horiguchi, whereas Takuru was constantly fighting really, really high-quality people like Pet Dam. He was fighting Leona Patas, who's a multi-divisional champion. So let's get into the actual technicalities of this fight. We have a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter. One is a little bit more of a forward aggressive fighter. One is much more of a counter striker here. What do you think? What do you see in this matchup? Break it down for me. Set the stage here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me what weight is this fight at? Who's coming up? Is Tenshin coming up?
I don't know.
Because
I never even thought to look.
Because I want to say, because I know K1, Rise, they have different weight classes, so I think somebody's coming up or coming down. But I feel like saying Tenshin's coming up.
I would assume Tenshin is coming up because he was naturally, his frame's a bit smaller, his height's a little bit smaller, so I would assume that he would come. Or is it Takuru? Because I remember there was being a weight issue. Finally, it has been booked. Finally, there's people just yelling at the screen right now. The people who really follow J-Kick are just yelling at me at the moment.
I'm sorry, guys. I never got the weight announcement about it. I just knew the fight was happening, so I just got too geeked up about it. I didn't even look. But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you right now, I won't lie to you. When this fight first was being called and announced, I was like, oh, Tenshin is taking this fight. I had Tenshin hands down, gonna smoke Takuru, call it a day. But then I started thinking, I started really watching some fights, and I was like, wait, Tenshin is in Tenshin is in Rise.
Yeah.
Takuru is in K1.
Yeah.
K1 to me has the better fighters. He has the better competition, the better opposition. Rise, sorry, man, you're looking like a couple of scrubs out here. You're looking like minor leagues. And again, he's been doing exhibition boxing fights, all these exhibition strikings. To me, he's all about trying to build his brand. He really hasn't been doing anything about Takuru. It's just, I'm out here smoking dudes because I want to be in the best shape of my life, build on my legacy, and just go through. And just going back and forth thinking about it, I just think that Takuru has the better opposition. He's been fighting the tougher guys. I think he's going to get the job done. I think Tenshin, and he's going to stop Tenshin. I think Tenshin's getting stopped. I get to see, I really want to say the second round, but I could see the first round. I could see not lasting that long. Because like I said, man, Tenshin to me, he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This guy's already talking about boxing, moving on. Already talking about, hey, I don't want to do this fight. It's not going to be on TV, because he's trying to say like, oh, I want to give it to the people. I want to inspire younger kids like how it was for me. Well, dude, there's gonna still be people in the arena. You can inspire those people. You know, there are gonna be people watching outside of the country. You can inspire those people. You know, to me, man, this looking like a way of him trying to maybe get out of this fight. Like, it's not a big deal to me. I'll just go to boxing now. You know?
Yeah, go on.
You know, and to me, Takuru's all in. He's like, yo, I want this fight to happen. I want it. Don't matter. Let's just still give a fight for the people. And that's why I'm rocking with Takuru. K1 over Rise any day, all day, every day.
So one thing, now looking up the weights here, it's a little bit more controversial than we maybe had expected because it will be at Tenshin's career weight, whereas Takuru, I don't think has made that weight maybe in like a decade, but either way, he's having to come way, way down. So it's at Takuru's normal weight, it's at Takuru's much lower weight class, and it's at Tenshin's lower weight. So he's having to really drain himself to try to make weight here. Does that change your opinion at all?
No, because he'll have time to rehydrate, hopefully. So you should be all right. I mean, so what is the weight? I can't remember what was his lowest. Is that like the 118?
58 kilograms, which will be 127 pounds.
Oh, 127? Yeah. Doesn't he usually fight at like 132?
Yeah. That's a big day. I couldn't do it.
And 132 to 127, that's no biggie for Tenshin. He'll be I mean, for Takuru, he'll be all right.
So you're hearing it first. Brandon is picking Takuru not just to win the fight, but via stoppage as well. Is that correct?
Heck yeah, man. He throwing bombs and heat on that lefty, man. He getting starched. Right-handed people all day, baby. Let's go. Right.
Man, that's the thing. Of Tenshin just hasn't looked like he has the fire in him for years. Like the last time I can really think of him looking like the old him was when he fought Kyoji Horiguchi several years ago, and Kyoji kept throwing himself and just like tossing himself right into Tenshin's all of his traps. Right? I mean, Kyoji is way smaller as well, but Tenshin looked good in that fight. In every other fight, Tenshin is out here boxing with old dudes, old MMA fighters,
and heavier guys too.
Heavier guys, but he looks lame doing it. He looks kind of this thing again, just another day at the office. He's not out of his physical prime. He's 23 years old. He's right in, like, if you can have intelligence at that age, we would all, like, that would be a huge thing. And he is that good. But his last few fights have all been via decision. Even his last one against one of his teammates who was undersized coming into that fight, he won it as a majority decision, so someone scored it a draw and looked a little bit flat in that fight as well. Takuru is coming into this fight. He's clearly motivated. He's saying the right things in the media of like, I don't care. I don't care about the weight. I don't care about the rules. Nothing in this match favors him. And he's still going in there with fire. He's still going in there knowing that this fight affects his legacy 10 years looking back. Whereas Tenshin, I think mentally doesn't care. Given all that, Tenshin still has a really good chance to win this fight. Takuru was such a forward fighter. You can see him dashing in, moving in at the wrong time. He throws a lot of the same side of like right kick to right hand kind of thing. You could see him throwing it at the wrong time and going right into a Tenshin knee, going right into a Tenshin cross, something like that. Like Tenshin is still a live dog in this fight, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to discredit, Tenshin say he's a bum or anything like that, but I just think with everything going on, the lead up to this fight, to me, Takuru is just more on fire. He's more on point. He's more sharp. He's ready to go. Tenshin's thinking, hey, I got boxing waiting for me. Let's just get this fight over and done with. Like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if Homeboy went through one round, made it, was on the stool, and was like, hey, you know what? I'm done already. I mean, I'm just saying, like, just the way how it seems like it just could be like, hey, I'm just done with kickboxing. It's time for me to move on it and get majorly paid in boxing.
And good for him. Good. That's great. Go ahead and do it. But yeah, I think I agree with you where I'm seeing a lot of the right things. It feels like a going out of business sale for Tenshin of like, let's get it done. Let's get out of here. I got other stuff to think about. Yeah. But Tenshin might win. Like, let's color this correctly. Of like Tenshin.
I mean, like I said, it's one of those things was like, I think these guys apparently for this fight are getting majorly paid anyway. Yeah. So it's like, to me, it's like, man, I don't know. Like Tenshin could be the guy where it's like, all right, you know what? Maybe if he does win this could be the fight that may, or even either way, he could win it, he could lose it. This could be the fight that says, you know what? Maybe let me stay in kickboxing because you can see that there is money here. You can get majorly paid in kickboxing. You have to go to boxing because then again, if he still goes to boxing, it's not like right off the bat he's gonna get majorly paid. He's got to earn his way up still in there. So to me, it's like, just stick with kickboxing. You're already one of the top guys there. Maybe when your contract is up with Rise, then you go to K1 because maybe K1 is really where the big bucks is. Because to me, this fight is happening because I think Takuru was really pushing it. So K1 was like, all right, this is the fight to make. Like I said, anybody who's anybody knows K1. So to me, right. K1 is where you want to be. So maybe it's like I said, your contract's up with Rise. Maybe go to K1 and maybe they'll give you the money because like we said, we know that K1 has deeper pockets than Rise.
Man, it's a weird thing with Tenshin as well. Like he can probably walk into any organization, and he's apparently has juggled offers from both One Championship and the UFC. The UFC is the weird one there, but yeah. Anyway, he's a name. He's a major name in the country, and if anyone's gonna, I feel like kickboxing has such like a little brother syndrome where they just constantly want to be like, no, our sport's better. We're doing fine. The sport's actually not as bad as some people are making it out to be. Like in Japan, combat sports overall is not doing that well, and kickboxing is one of the bigger ones out of. It's probably bigger than MMA right now. You know what I mean?
Kickboxing and pro wrestling, baby. That's what's happening in Japan.
Man, it's good stuff. But the whole card is quite stacked. You have Misaki Nori, our boy, our pound for pound boy, versus Kato. You have Kento Hiraguchi versus Hideaki Yamazaki. You have Suzuki versus Kaneko. You have so many good fights. You got Shiro is going to be fighting on it. Yaman is going to be back. I don't. There's some. The whole fight card is really good, right?
Exactly. That's why it would be a shame if like they really can't find a TV deal in like the last hour. Like, man, like maybe legit, like, all right, maybe we lost Fuji TV, but maybe there's gotta be a number 2 out there. You know, a number 2 TV network that's be like, hey, you know what? They don't want it, we'll take it. You know, there's gotta be somebody in Japan that's gonna want this because it's gonna be so big.
Man, it's one of the biggest ones. Like, it's the biggest of the last decade that we've talked about, of 2 people finally getting in there. Oh, I hope everything goes off without a hitch, because we're recording this early. By the time this goes out, the fight might be canceled. We don't know. That could be what we're talking. We just look like fools now. Or, like I said, this is a going out of business sale. This might end it. This might be the end of Rise. This might be the end of K1. They put all their eggs in one basket. We're never going to see either of these organizations again. That might happen. Who knows? But anyway, let's move forward. Anything else you want to throw on the match before we move to the final thing?
Nah, man, just like I said, people, if you can somehow go out, support it, watch it. Like I said, this is a fight you don't want to miss. This is a fight that we've all been dying. This is the Mayweather Pacquiao fight that everybody was asking for. Same thing here in kickboxing, but it's not too late. Mayweather Pacquiao was 5 years too late. This fight is still good. These guys are still young. So if you can, kickboxing fans, watch it. Don't miss it. Like I said, I plan on, like I said, it's happening the night kind of like after my fight. I'm going to still try to find a way to watch it. I might either stay up that night, like I said, I'm going to have me plenty of bang energies, or I might take a power nap for like 20 minutes and then just wake back up and be ready to go for the main event at least.
But, you know, being in the U.S. or being kind of stateside where you and I are going to be when that is going off, it's a let me look up Tenshin start time. Some of the Japanese shows last so late in the day that I could wake up in the morning and
they do because I remember I think like the last K1 I think started at midnight and it was going on at like 6 a.m. still.
Yeah, I remember the times when it used to align so well that like you could watch some UFC show, and then you could tune into the K1 from Japan right after that, and you would stay up till like 7 a.m. doing that sort of thing. But I remember it just like really lined up well, right? Yeah, we'll have to figure out the exact time, because I think you and I might you could sleep it and get up early or stay up, whatever you want to do.
I'll be out celebrating, so hey, you never know. I might still be up at that time.
He's out celebrating. Absolutely love it. Let's get to the last item here, and I don't think it'll even take long. Officially, we have word now. October 29th in Hit It, Rico Verhoeven will not be defending his 10-time Glory Heavyweight Championship. Instead, he'll be fighting in his own organization it'll have some singers, it'll have some comedians, it'll have some other stuff here and there. And he will be facing Hesdy Jurges. So how do you feel about the announcement?
I mean, it is what it is, man. It's Rico's event. Like you said, this is I guess going to be the Dutch version of like a Triller event. But like you said, it's going to be kind of circus freak show. I think he's going to have some kickboxing fights, some boxing fights. Going to have some concerts going on. Usually, most people for Triller are like tuning in for the concerts and not really the fights. So it could be the same thing here. I don't really know, but hey, it's still a name. You know, Hesdy Jurges still has a name. They fought before. I'm sure, like I said, Rico was like, "Hey, I'm still recovering from my eye injury. Let me just get this easy W out here and call it a day." I mean, the good thing is, though, like, hey, Hesdy Jurges' wife, Denise Quixote is on the card as well.
That's a good one. That's a really good fight. That's a good one. Yep.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, I'm definitely down for that. I mean, that's pretty cool that Bellator is letting her, on the show as well, because like I say, because she is a Bellator fighter. But yeah, I mean, hey, we kind of knew that it could have been Hesdy Jurges because he was chomping at the bit for the fight. He was calling for it. And we got it. And then after that, our good friend Antonio Plazabot let us know his feelings on it. So we shall see what happens. Like I said, that fight hopefully will happen in 2023. Hopefully,
Yeah, no, that's it's Hesdy Jurges when that was leaked, I was a little bit let down. So I was hoping that wasn't quite the fight, but it is the fight that we got. So that's cool. That's fine. That's great. He's not. if you don't know who Hesdy Georges is, like it's like a guy who was maybe at his best top 5 10 years ago. Like I know that he also held the Showtime title, but that was by disqualification. That was by disqualification. He was getting killed in that fight. You know what I mean? And then I think Showtime went out of business right after that. And then like he's got some okay losses to quality fighters like Benjamin Adekbuyi and Errol Zimmerman, but he hasn't fought even very frequently within the last 2 years. Like he's taken like 3 fights in 4 years, and one of those was a no contest. And I don't know what it's. I can't color it any other way than like that's a bit of a letdown for one of a generational talent to be fighting another guy like this. Like we've seen it. We saw when he fought like Bigfoot and some of these other guys who didn't deserve to be there. I don't know. Help me out, Brandon. What am I doing wrong?
I just say to me, like,
and they fought before. They've already fought. They fought like 10 years ago.
I'm just saying, but this is Rico. This is Rico's show called Hit It. Like I say, this is an entertainment show. Yeah. It's not really like a high standard kickboxing show. Like I say, it's not glory. It's not one championship. You know, it's not K1. You know, so it's not like we need the best fighting the best over here. This is just like, hey guys, there's a fight happening. Oh, let's just watch it. Type of deal. And hopefully the people are like entertained by it. Like I said, there's gonna be singers, there's gonna be concerts going on. There's music acts. Like I said, it's just a whole thing, and they're just putting it all together.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's fine. I think for Plaza-Bot's the biggest loser of it because Rico only fights once a year, so now he's got to wait a whole other cycle, and he keeps beating everybody up along the way. But that'll be a fun one, October 29th. It'll be fun for the lead up at least because it's always a big fight with Rico Verhoeven. That's kickboxing for the last couple of weeks. What else you got going on, Brandon? Give shout outs who you need to give shout outs, all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, man. I just want to shout out to you guys, man, on that watch the show, Kicking It, with us. Say, man, we wouldn't have a show without you guys. Please, man, please like, subscribe, share it, man. Let this show keep growing. Let's keep spreading the word of kickboxing. Like I said, I'm going to do my best. Like I said, my fight, please, guys, if you can, share my fight. Let people know. Like I said, try to keep getting people coming. Like even at a little Discord that we have, with Beyond Kick, all the kickboxing people there, man. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for showing me love as well. I'm saying let's keep growing it. Let's just keep getting the community bigger. That way, kickboxing can have, can that way more people can know about our great sport. And like I said, if you guys can check out World Kickboxing Series as well. Like I said, it's gonna be local. Local for me, in New York. But hey, like I said, it's backed up by Andy Sauer, and everybody knows Sauer Power. So yeah, and remember, guys, support the show. Get the merch, fighterfirst.shop. Say you get our stuff, Kicking It merch. If you want to support the show, saying your favorite kickboxing show out there, and then also too, I have the Mechanic collection. You have a couple of my shirts. Say we got tank tops, we got hoodies. Here in the States on the East Coast, the weather's getting nice, so you can rock a tank top. But hey, if you're living, in some cold weather right now, we got hoodies, we got zip up hoodies for you as well, sweatshirts, whatever you guys want. Get it all at fighterfirst.shop. And remember, again, I appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the support I've been getting from you guys.
Man, June 18th, make sure to support your boy. Make sure Brandon is well supported. Make sure to check out the links down below for the Fighters First shop. That's good. We're good to go, yeah?
Yeah. And follow me on Twitter, man. Yeah, I need some more Twitter followers, man. I don't really care about Instagram that much. I mean, I'm on it, but I like Twitter much better, man. Hook me up. Give me some follow.
Oh man, let's go. Hey, make sure to follow Brandon on Twitter. We will put the links down below for everything, and I'll tweet it out right now. Make sure to follow Brandon Cuttino on Twitter. Thanks so much, folks. Let's talk to you soon.